The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
It was homecoming week at North Carolina Central University, and after a great week, the last thing left was the football game against Savannah State. The Eagles set the tone early with a long 80-yard drive capped by a field goal on their first possession. And then the defense was firing on all cylinders as you see Freddie Henry Ajuda and Reggie Hunter combine for a sack here in the first quarter. NCCU excelled in all phases of the game as Nathaniel Tilkey had a punt down at the 1-yard line. And the Eagle defense turned that into 2 points to put the Eagles ahead 5-0 in the first half. Late in the half, with a defender draped all over him, David Miller completes the catch down inside the 10-yard line. And shortly after that, Malcolm Bell made his way into the end zone for the first touchdown of the day. Not long after that, the Eagles strike again as Bell drops one in the bucket for Khalil Stinson. And NCCU was up 19-0 at the intermission. More of the same in the third quarter as Bell found Jalen Wilkes for the score, his second pass TD of the day, as he threw for over 300 yards. The Eagle defense racked up a season-high 6 sacks as you see Jaquan Smith finding his way into the backfield for one of his 8 tackles. And that tied for the team high with LeGrand Harley. The Thunder was rolling for North Carolina Central, and lightning finally struck in the fourth quarter.
Mike Jones watches bounce. He's going to take it into the 40. Shakes away from 2 now. Has a reverse field. He does. Trying to get to the sideline. Gets to the middle of the field. Gets to the 30. Has a blocker. 20, 15, 10, 5. Hello, Mike Jones. Who? Touchdown. North Carolina Central. Who's that man?
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Man alive.
That was Mike Jones' first career touchdown with that 59-yard punt return, and that would be the final tally as the Eagles win their homecoming tilt, 33-3. Jalen Wilkes and Jaquan Smith were named offensive and defensive players of the game, and now at 4-0 in conference, the Eagles head to Morgan State next.
Anytime you get a chance to perform in front of the home crowd and our alums and our friends and our families, come away with a win in front of that crowd, it was just exciting.
Slow start this week. Couldn't put on the weather this time. Was it just guys had to lock in and get focused for them to get started going? What was it?
Well, it could be a number of things. We just did not execute well. Probably after that first series, we went down the field and had to kick a field goal as opposed to come away with a touchdown. After that, we just kind of rumbled around for about the next 4 or 5 series. So, we got to go back and watch the film and just kind of see how can we start faster as a football team.
First half was a lot of impressive plays by the defense, and then second half comes around and your offense showed up. What does that kind of tell you about, or what do you have to say about the depth of your team going off of just first and second half?
I think defensively we went playing really good. I think they had about 25 yards off 24 plays in the first half, and then we did a pretty good job in the second half of limiting them to about 3 points. Offensively we got rolling, probably more in the late second quarter, a little bit more in the third quarter. So one thing about our team right now that you can tell is we're pretty balanced. Special teams came up with a big play as well today on the touchdown. Offense did some good things, and defense really played outstanding. So we're playing overall. We're starting to hit our peak some, and I'm just very proud of those guys with the way they performed today.
The defense stopped them twice on 4th and short. I'm talking about that performance. I mean, for them to grit their teeth like that and kind of hold them and get them off the field.
Our defensive line continues to be a staple of our entire defense. Jaquan Smith had a great game today. Then we had several guys with tons of tackles for loss. Our linebacker played with Reggie Hunter and LeGrand Harley. They've been playing just out of body right now. So just proud of the way those guys are going out there competing. They're trying to take hold of what we talk about all the time, and that's hit anything as they move and get penetration up the field.
Offensively, it was, like you said, Malcolm came out throwing the ball right away. Was that trying to set the tone? We want to pass first to open up that run? Because, like I said, the first drive, he was tossing to kind of open up other things.
Well, it's just the look that they gave us. Some of those things where we were depending on whatever look they gave us, we were going to try to throw the ball. If they didn't give us the look, we were going to try to run it. But I thought he got into trying to get him in a rhythm somewhat early. We had a couple of miscues as far as the ball tipping out of a couple of receivers' hands. So some of those interceptions weren't his fault. But at the end of the day, too, someone on where he is, and he got to do a better job of executing.
You care to share what you said to the referee?
Not at this time.
But penalties were kind of cut down a little bit too, but a couple still stalled, a couple of drives, a couple of big plays. Is that the biggest disappointment taken away from this game?
Now, the biggest disappointment is probably the interceptions. We got to do a better job of starting fast. That's one thing we got to go and get fixed. And the second thing is we got to do a better job of Malcolm understanding to take some off the ball, put a little bit more touch. And like I said, from a protection standpoint, when we throw interceptions, it's not just the quarterback's fault all the time. It could be a number of things from the receiver to a protection breakdown. So everybody's to blame when we throw an interception.
Undefeated in the conference. How do you keep that momentum going?
We just gotta go back to work. You know, we have a tough opponent next week in Morgan State. They are a team that present a ton of different issues and a ton of challenges. It's their homecoming, so we got our work cut out for us this week in preparation.
Great win, great team win, and good for to come out here in front of homecoming fans and just have a good W.
How bad you guys want that shutout?
Goose egg. That's all we kept saying this week. Goose egg, goose egg, goose egg. They put 3 on the board, but we wanted it bad.
You guys stopped them twice on 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. Talk about those plays from the front 4 and the whole defense kind of getting them off the field in those situations.
Coach called the play, and we was just like, basically, we know we did it from last year. We had like 1 converted 4th down out of the whole season, and we know our defensive line is just a beast. And like, just went out there and stopped them on 4th down.
Talk about the goal line stand. I saw you signaling for a safety before they even got to safety, but holding them back there when they're back against the wall. Is that a situation where you know, like, okay, we're going to turn the pressure up and get after these guys?
Yes, it is, because 4th down, not even 4th down, that was the goal line stands at that. And it was just basically turn it on, let's go, let the big dogs hunt. D-line did what they did, and it was a safety.
If you had to grade the defensive performance, what grade would you give that side of the ball?
I give it an A. You know what I want to say, A+, but I ain't going to give it an A+, because like Coach say, it always a room to improve, and that's what we got to do.
Was there a situation where the offense started kind of slow? Did you tell those guys, okay, we got y'all back, we're not going to let them score, they're not going to move the ball on us, we'll be okay?
Yes, it is. Like, say if the offense started off last week, we basically, that's what we come out there to do. Defense stops them from scoring. That's what we got to do.
Undefeated in the conference. Where do you guys go from here? How do you keep that going?
All the way up. It feel good, though, for real. From here, keep working. It ain't thinking about A&T or whoever is in the conference. It's basically thinking about next week. And next week we got Morgan State, and that's what we got to take it by day.
First of all, man, I was just about to say thank you to all the coaches and the coaching staff, man. It was an excellent game plan. You know, from the very beginning when we first opened up, they had a game plan and they stuck to it no matter what, no matter the conditions or the casualties. I mean, not the casualties, but, you know, the bad things that happen. So we really just want to say thank you to all the coaches, you know, the coaches upstairs and on the field. They just kept us involved.
We talk about the game plan. You guys went right down the field in that first drive, but only came away with 3. But did that kind of show you guys, okay, the game plan's going to work, we can move the ball all day if we need to?
We never really doubt ourselves, so we just want to kind of stick to the game plan no matter what, like I said before. So even before, if they told us that the game plan was going to work, we're going to believe in it, and we're going to believe in the coaches and the plays that are called, so we just want to stick to that.
Big plays today from the wide receiver unit, a couple big plays from you again. Talk about how well that whole group is playing right now.
The Quick Six boys, man, we're back again, man. We just want to keep showing everybody that we are the contenders of the MEAC. So just want to be undisputed, like I said before, man. We just want to be the best.
All right, so now you're still undefeated in conference play. Go back on the road now to Morgan State. How do you feel going to next week?
We're just going to take it day by day, man. That's how we looked at it. Every conference game that we played so far, we look at it day by day. So we're not going to look too far and we're not going to look too short. So we're just going to go each day by day. Try to get better and recover.
Your first catch was 20, 30-some yards. How'd you get so wide open on that first play?
I really don't even remember the play, man. But I just remember having a good day, man. Just know thank you, Jesus, for everything. That's the big thing.
What's clicking for you guys? Not only that drive, but for most of the day offensively.
Basically just moving fast, moving with a sense of urgency. I mean, sometimes we slow down, but just, you know, throwing perimeter screens and just pushing the ball down the field. I think that's why.
What looks were they giving you that you know that the perimeter and deep ball was good?
Basically, the corners were playing off. Their safeties were playing back. I mean, they were just giving us everything underneath. So.
I imagine it felt a lot better this week to throw it in a draft football than it did throwing that wet football last week.
Yeah, that's why we threw it so many times.
I was going to ask you, let the game talk. We're going to make up for what we missed last week. Come and throw the ball.
Not necessarily, but, they gave us the look to where we could throw it and push it up the field. So that's what we just took advantage of.
You guys got the win. You still had a big game. I know you're probably going to be hard on yourself for the picks. But just some of them just misreads or just plays they made.
Some of them, tip balls here and there, some of those. And I guess misreads, just trying to give somebody a chance to make a play and just not being cautious of a defender. I've never thrown 5 picks before, so it was just something new to get used to during the game. Just being able to bounce back from an interception and going and scoring, that's just that was good for me.
You got to have a short memory, I imagine. Well, because you still had 3 touchdowns. So have you ever had a game where a couple things went wrong, but still everything was going pretty good too?
I haven't had a game like this before where, I score, I have success and a lot of yards and, still have 5 picks. But it was all good. I was fine with it.
Yeah, the touchdown pass you threw to Khalil, you put the ball only where he could catch it. I mean, that's probably like one of the most perfect place ball I've ever seen. Talk me through that play and what you saw dropping back for that play.
Really, the safety was, drop back on the other side. We had another safety, and I just felt like if I can fit it in the window before the safety could recover, then it'd be a big play. So Khalil just took advantage of it.
All right, 3-0 in conference play. Morgan State's next. How do you feel going into next week?
That's a big game. Morgan is a big game ever since I've been starting as a quarterback. It's their homecoming, and last time we went there for their homecoming, they beat us. So, we're just going with a chip on our shoulder, just trying to prove to them that we are a great team.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.